Welcome back to Bird's Eye View. This is my second episode post-baby.
Whoop.
My first episode where I am drinking on set.
Yes.
Post-baby.
I'm Alex C. with Bird Law Group.
Okay, so happy to be doing today's episode. If you would please introduce yourself.
Yes. So my name is Sarah Stottlemyer. I am an attorney here in Atlanta. I have Stottlemyer and Associates. I do primarily workers' comp and some PI sprinkled in. And we also have a podcast called Lawyers and Libations.
I love y'all's podcast.
It's raw. It's a little bit raw.
But it's real.
But it's very real, and it's Rebecca, my law partner, and I, and she's awesome. We are very much like yin and yang, so we complement each other pretty well. And we have a great time filming, and so I'm glad that we're drinking today, because I asked Rebecca, I was like, should I bring something to drink? And she was like, I don't know if she's going to be drinking, because she just had a baby. I was like, I hope she is. I think she probably deserves a damn drink.
Yes. Thank you.
Very much so. Yeah. You do. It's exhausting.
I would say that I do. Yes, it's very exhausting. Okay, so some quick questions to get us started.
Yes.
Just don't overthink it.
Okay.
I think they probably put that note in there for me, but don't overthink it. Just the first thing that goes to mind. Favorite go-to cocktail?
Bourbon on the rocks.
Favorite Atlanta restaurant?
Yeppa. Or Antigua Posta. One of the two. I like Italian. I'm an Italian girl because I've got a sensitive tummy.
And BYOB.
Yeah, I mean, it's delicious.
Go-to pump-up song?
Ooh, go-to pump-up song. Well, that one has a little bit of a story in the sense that it's how Rebecca and I first connected, because Gimme That Nut by Eazy-E. So as I was getting married and walking down with my bridesmaids to the lake, this was, ages ago. I'm now since divorced. But we all sang a cappella, Gimme That Nut, because it was, making me less nervous, and we were dying laughing. And so the first time Rebecca and I actually spent time together, we went out and there was a fundraiser and a DJ, and they were like, does anybody want to make any requests? I mean, this is our first night hanging out. We are not practicing together yet. And she comes up and Gimme That Nut starts blasting over things. And I go, there's my girl. I knew it. And then we were soulmates ever since. So, or I Don't F With You. That song, love that. Bring 'Em Out. Those are all good ones. But we listen to a lot of pump up music in my car because my 13-year-old daughter is one of the top goalies in Georgia for soccer for her age group. So we travel every weekend, and we've got an entire pump up playlist, which she knows every song of every rap song that's current now that I don't know. And I'm like, can we just put on some old school stuff?
Yeah, like, can we have some?
She knows those too. Yeah, Eminem's my favorite. Yeah, you gotta lose yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've pulled into the parking deck at the Fulton County Courthouse, and by the way, if you guys don't know, it sort of echoes in there. Mm-hmm. And my windows are down, but like when you're in downtown Atlanta, you can't tell how loud your music is. You pull on the parking deck, and it's like, oh God, I hope I don't see someone.
So for court, I do Eye of the Tiger. Yeah, I go straight. I mean, I was born in 78, so I'm like, I used to swing around my bedpost at like 5 years old to Eye of the Tiger when I had a 4-poster bed.
I had a 4-poster bed as a kid. It must have been a thing.
Yeah.
I didn't have the canopy on it, though.
I didn't have a canopy either. I think we got robbed on it, but I think it trained me for possible other endeavors, but I decided to be a lawyer, so here we are.
At some point, I think I would have made more money in other...
100%. Yeah, so Tori, one of our really good girlfriends, we're always sending each other memes back and forth on things that you see on Instagram. There's obviously like Feet Finder, where you just take pictures of your feet and you can make like $50,000 a week, which I'm still thinking of creating a lawyers only Feet Finder page where like we'll just do a recycling of women's faces that are attorneys, but you're not gonna know whose feet they are, right? So I mean, like, it can't be that personalized. Or I just saw one the other day that Rebecca sent me that a girl makes $50,000 a week chewing her food for men who don't have teeth.
Wait, like, so she gives it to them?
She chews it up, and then she puts it in a plastic bag, and then she mails it to them. $50,000 a week. Now, of course, I'm sure that that's an over-exaggeration, but what if it's $3,000 a week? Like, that would be a good little vacation.
I mean, I chew food anyway for free. Nobody pays me for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway.
In fact, actually, I think I pay for it.
Yeah, same. But I mean, like,
money.
These I don't even know that they're old. They're just toothless. Maybe they did a lot of meth. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Anyway, they can now have my chewed food for $50K a week.
I rewatched Orange is the New Black. Mm-hmm. And she does the whole panty thing. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, she is making more money in prison selling underwear, and I'm out here stressed out.
It's what we do. Yeah, no, we get to go to court and dress up and take depositions and tell clients to do things, and then they don't listen to us for meager pennies on the dollar compared to what they're making.
Tell them to tell us the truth, and then they don't.
Oh, yeah, no.
Have you ever had that moment in a deposition where you have the conversation beforehand? You're like, hey, skeletons in your closet. It's better to tell me.
I need to know now.
Yeah.
Everything, because I can decide how this gets framed. Then they're like, no, not a damn thing.
I've never done that.
Absolutely not. And then they're like, oh, yeah. So I had an armed robbery and theft by taking and a perjury. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Seriously, dude?
Jackson went to jail. Did you mean that? And we're like on the record. So they're like, yeah, that's exactly.
That's the one. Yeah. So, yeah, I have had those moments. It's fun.
That's great. Just tell us the truth. It goes so much easier. Like if any clients, potential clients are listening, tell us the truth.
We need it. Yeah, but we're your lawyer. We can help you frame it in a more positive manner. And I can't help you if you decide to spill everything on the record, or if you just lie on the record and then they do a criminal background search, because that's what they're going to do. So tell me beforehand.
Yeah. Or you post it. We had one recently where there were posts on social media, and we always vet client social media. Like, you know,
We have a social media contract.
I say we, but
Yeah, no, I hear you.
yeah, people in my office that are better at it than me, right? And so we know what's out there, but somehow we had missed these vacation videos.
Oh, yeah, were they doing like the limbo and taking shots and shit? Yeah, they're like, my back's terrible.
Boat
Yeah.
into the ocean.
We've had those. We've had a lot of those. Yeah. So we have a social media contract, which all of our clients sign, where it's like, go private immediately, look at your stuff, do not, from this point forward, you're not posting anything. I don't give a shit if you are on like your honeymoon in fucking Greece on a cruise and you're like, I want to go down this slide. You're not posting it, and you're turning off the ability for other people to tag you, because they're going to scour it and we're going to get hammered.
I had to turn off the ability for the people to tag me when my mom got Facebook.
Oh, yeah. No. My mom doesn't have Facebook. She's 82.
And I have review only because it's my mom. And she knows that, so this is not going to be any surprise to her. But it's because she digs and finds these like old childhood photos where I'm like, I have bucked,
and then she posts it.
French braid over the top of my head, and she posts it.
I had headgear, so I wouldn't really want my mom to get a hold of Facebook. I signed her up for Facebook so she could see my stuff, and then she started calling and being like, honey, I don't want all these people asking me to be my friend. I don't want to be friends with them. Why are they sending me friend requests? And I go, Mom, I don't know what to say. You can just ignore it. She goes, I get too many notifications. I need you to log me out. I'm not doing this. I'm like, okay.
I'm not doing it anymore.
I was like, all right.
Oh, okay. One thing in your bag that you can't live without.
Lip gloss. Or, lip gloss or those Listerine spray things. I love that, because then, you never know when you're going out. We do a lot of work stuff, and I like to make sure that I smell fresh.
You never want to be the face talker that has stinky breath.
Ew, no. And we know like several of them in our industry. Yep. Rebecca and I have a particular somebody who we refer to as the cat litter box. So
I hope they never whisper in my.
It's not you. You're good. It's nobody in this room. But, we try and, I would like to make sure that my name never comes up in that kind of circle.
I don't ever want to be called that. No. But, or when you're sitting
and they talk right here.
Yes. Or you're sitting in a mediation or in court, and everybody has coffee breath, right? And you lean over and you're like whispering, and you're like,
ooh. Yeah, it's just gross.
Yeah, we have a steady diet of Altoids at trial just for that.
I'm telling you, the Listerine, though, the little spray thing, it's phenomenal. 5 stars.
I've seen the little strips.
Nope, this is in the grocery store, in Publix, right on your checkout aisle. I get one every time I go.
Okay, Listerine spray it is.
It's aggressive, though. Just warning you, but it's lovely.
What was they used to have an aerosol one, Bomb.
Oh, yeah, Bananka.
God,
that shit was delicious, too, but that was in like the 80s and 90s.
My sister fell asleep on a road trip once in the back seat, and she fell asleep like this. And my other sister, our two little sisters,
sprayed it.
Grabbed
that was
and we filmed it.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. That's how my daughter sleeps. She sleeps like mouth wide open, completely sitting straight up.
Yeah. That's how it was. My youngest sister was sleeping, and my middle sister, who I think is probably like the most devious of the three of us, she's like, oh, watch this. Somebody film me. And
somebody film me.
Somebody film me. Can somebody film this?
I'm glad my youth was not filmed. Thank God. Because, I mean,
We used to have to carry our phone and our camera separately,
yeah,
and that was good.
that was good.
They aren't all integrated.
We didn't have phones until, I mean, we had beepers and pagers. I mean, again, I'm 46. So, you know, if your friend beeped you or paged you, you'd have to go to a payphone. It's a long time ago. It was, you know, in the dark ages. They were still burning women at the stake for witches. That's when I was born.
I had a Nextel.
Yes. I had the Razor in college.
I went to a Razor. That's what I was.
And that was it. I threatened my daughter all the time. I'm like, you keep around, you're going to find out. I'm going to give you a Razor. You're not going to have any options for getting any social media. Well, she doesn't have any anyway, but you're not going to even be able to go on the worldwide internet, ma'am. Yeah. So it's a threat.
You gotta learn that T9. Good luck.
Oh, yeah. She's going to die.
Yeah. Good luck texting a narrative on that. Thumbs will fall off for a beach vacation or a mountain getaway.
Well, I just got back from Mexico, and that was absolutely lovely. She goes,
I watched you guys have the time of your lives down.
You know, it was so fun. But again, I was like the house mom in the sense that I'm definitely by far the oldest female that was there. So
But everybody came back in one piece. So
everybody came back in one piece. It was lovely. We had so much fun, and it was an absolute blast. It was for Mackenzie and Tribble, and Mackenzie might actually be the most stunning, beautiful woman you've ever seen in real life. So it was a gorgeous wedding. However, I hate the heat. So I'm going to go with mountains. I'm from Highlands, North Carolina, in the mountains. And just as PSA to the listeners, it's not called the Highlands, just like it's not called the Atlanta or the Chattanooga or the Nashville or the Asheville. It's called Highlands. That's the name of the town. So when anybody's going to Highlands, they can say, oh, I know. I'm aware. It's because it's in the mountains. So they just make that jump. But we're not in Scotland, and you're not going to the Virginia Highlands. You're just going to Highlands. So that's where I was born and raised. I've had this fight. Chris Simon, who's a good friend of ours, he bought a house in Highlands, and he kept referring to it as the Highlands. I go, motherfucker, you're now local. You need to get this straight. And so he just sends me texts like randomly just to with me and be like, going to the Highlands this weekend. I was like, I swear to God, I'll shoot you. Stop saying that. But I'm a mountain girl through and through. I used to rock climb a lot. I love camping. I love going swimming in rivers that are like frigid. If I wasn't going to be an attorney, I almost went to be a canyoning guide in Switzerland, in Interlaken, when I was like 22. So I'm going to go with mountains all day. Okay. I love a good beach, but it's also hot and sandy.
The hot and the sand. Yeah. I was also born in the mountains. I was born in East Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah. So I grew up
very similar. So you're in the Smokies.
in the Smokies and grew up on a tobacco farm.
Yes.
Cattle in middle of nowhere.
See, I love that.
I love going out to the middle of nowhere. Like,
yeah.
For a period of time. Then I need to come.
Oh yeah. Then I need to come back. 100%. But as far as vacation goes, yeah, I would like Adeline and I. We went to we didn't do it this summer. The past 2 summers, we went to a horse ranch in Canada for a week. And I've never been happier in my entire life. I'm like, you're like up in the Canadian Rockies, and it's stunning, and you ride horses for like 4 or 5 hours a day, and you've got cell phone service. It's phenomenal. 5 stars, highly recommend.
I used to be terrified to go somewhere where I wouldn't have cell phone service. Now I
pray for it.
Perk.
Yeah.
Right? Like
100%.
Oh, you mean it's spotty up there?
That's a shame. I'm sorry.
And you have really bad Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
None at all.
Or no Wi-Fi.
That's great.
Yeah. So my mom's house up in Highlands has really shitty Wi-Fi and 0 service. So when I go up there for a weekend, which is not too often, primarily because of that, like I'm always worried that there's going to be some sort of emergency, right? Owning our own law firms, we're like, I don't know, something could burn down while I'm out of town. Right. So I don't even put my out of office on whenever I leave town. But I will go up there and I will be walking around the front driveway. You know, our house is surrounded on 3 sides by national forests, and I'll be like hand up in the air like I'm lost on the Appalachian Trail.
Like Sandra Bullock and
that's me.
Proposal. Right? Yes.
That is me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I love it when there's no Wi-Fi and spotty service, because then I can actually relax. Maybe read a book. That'd be lovely.
Right. That isn't legal.
Correct.
Because that's what we do all the time is just read
Nice
people
smut.
shit all the time.
Nice smut would be good every once in a while.
One of my best friends was just reading, she calls it fairy smut.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm on that.
gotten into
I'm on that series.
Oh, you are?
Yep, because I know which one she is. It's where there's like, it's all, fantasy, both sexually and weird fairies and, I don't know, demons and goblins and shit like that. But
She's like uber professional, like.
oh yeah, no, it's really good. It's like, I'm trying to remember the name of it right now, but I can't. But it is. They've got like, it like does like this crescendo like build. There's a lot of tension and then they bang. I don't know. Yeah.
That's basically what she said.
Uh-huh. And they're descriptive. And there's wings involved. I don't really know. But it's phenomenal. That is like the new genre for, I think, like middle-aged women is we're like, no, we don't want any more of this like real life shit. Like, give me the werewolf, right? Is he just going to ravage me? Fine. Yeah, I think they need that.
I don't need the uber rich guy who.
Like a finance bro? No, we don't want that. We want a werewolf.
In fact, because I could imagine someone like that would drive me absolutely nuts and there'd be no sexual tension because I'd be frustrated.
It would be awful.
I think so.
Yeah.
Your hidden talent outside of law.
Singing.
Really?
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. So I sing. I've always sang, and I love it. So I have won several karaoke competitions. Like I can do Lady Gaga, Alana Miles' Black Velvet, and Adele, and singing would be my thing.
I so badly want to say sing something. Will you sing something?
Yeah, I mean I can do the intro to Black Velvet. Okay. Yeah, if you want me to.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Oh Jesus
But you on
Christ! I'm like. Okay. All right. Mississippi in the middle of a dry spell. Jimmy Rogers on the Victrola up high. Mama's dancing with the baby on her shoulder. The sun is setting like molasses in the sky.
Wow.
So,
oh my
now.
I chill.
Oh, stop. No, but you're
Caftan or whatever the hell wear.
It's an amazing caftan. It's phenomenal. It's very White Lotus. So yes, I can sing. That's my hidden talent. And I also do photography. So I studied photography in Italy when I was in college on a study abroad in Florence at the Lorenzo de' Medici School of Art. And I love photography. So those two things are my hidden talents if I'm not a lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah, just like a singing
photographer. Artsy. Just very creative.
Very artsy. Now, my law partner, Rebecca, she can like paint and be phenomenal. I can't draw a good stick figure. My daughter also can do the same, so she sure as shit didn't get from me. But those are the two things as far as like artsy stuff that I can do.
Yeah, I don't have any art inclination whatsoever. I will try to sing, but it is.
But it's rough.
But we don't do that.
We don't do that.
We don't even do
But it's fun. We should.
Acoustics.
Oh my God, it's fun. So Adeline, so in the shower, Adeline will come in because she can sing too, and she's still working on her voice, but she's like probably like a, 7.5, 8 out of 10. Like she's got good pipes. But every once in a while, she'll come in if I'm like in the shower and she'll start busting something out, and I'll be like, honey, that was like, I don't know, it got a little pitchy at the end. She's like, are you kidding me? I was like, it was pitchy. I'm just saying it was pitchy. If you're gonna go like that strong, you've got to like lower the volume a little bit so you don't strain your vocal cords. And she's like, whatever.
She's like, do I live with Simon Cowell?
Yeah, she's 13. She loves me, but she hates me. It's fine.
My daughter's almost 4, and we're in that spot already.
Oh.
So what happens when she turns 13? Like, how do I survive what I'm in right now? Because right now she's...
So they're all assholes.
It's true.
So I'll tell you right now, so I'm a single mom. So I have a lovely au pair that lives with me, which is fantastic. And she is like having another daughter because she's 28. But it's been Adeline and I, and just Adeline and I mean, her dad's in and out of the picture, but like as far as us living together and stuff, I have full custody. So we travel all the time. So I've taken her to 23 countries. So I don't buy like expensive purses and shoes and shit like that. I'm like, where are we going? When's our next trip? 100%. I'm like, I did it because I want to make sure nobody's dusty son could be like, do you want to go to Miami this weekend? I wanted to be like, no, like
that don't impress
me. No, I want to go to the French countryside and see my favorite bartender, Pierre, right? So anyway, good luck to anybody who dates her in the future, which kind of brings me joy. But so we started off, young, at the age where they start getting, kind of bitchy and you've got to punish them or, give them ramifications for their actions. I would look at her and instead of doing like, you're on a timeout, I would say, do you need a moment? Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, I think you need a moment. And so it wasn't like me attacking her or saying, you need to go stand in the corner. It was like, I think you're losing control of your emotions a little bit. So I'm going to give you a moment. Why don't you go take a moment? And when she was younger, she'd be like, I don't need a moment. And I'd be like, I think you do need a moment. So why don't you go chill out, be in a little quiet area and take a moment for yourself. And then when you gather your stuff, you can come on back. And so now at 13, when she bows up against me, which she does, pretty regularly, I'll look at her and I'll go, do you need a moment? And she'll be like, I do need a moment. And I'm like, okay, well then go f***ing take your moment, man, because we all need our moments. And I think treating them more like adults and respectfully when they're younger really helps foster that bond to where it's not so much like a punishing parental role. So, and it helps them, they feel like they're more autonomous, right? Where they get to be like, yeah, I actually do need a moment. I'm having a breakdown right now. And it's usually low blood sugar.
Sure, they haven't eaten.
Yeah, they're just, but they're all, but I will say this much. Every year gets better. Okay. Every single year gets better without fail. Now so I'm going to my sister.
When does it turn that way?
Yeah, well, no, I know.
I feel like she gets more powerful.
Oh, I know, they do. And they continue to get more powerful, but then you get to sit back and appreciate that, right? Because you can be like, oh, you're the best of me. And whatever childhood trauma you grew up with, you get to actually break that cycle. Right? So when Justin and I separated, I got Adeline in with an art therapist and I started back with my therapist. And so twice a month, we both go to therapy separately and we get to kind of work our stuff out. Right? But one thing that they didn't tell, no one ever told me, I'm going to my youngest sister's baby shower this weekend in New Jersey. And I'm going to have this conversation with her because they don't tell you that no matter that every year gets better, you still mourn the loss of that child at that age, right? It's I look back at pictures now and I'm not a crier in any way, shape, or form. I only cry when I get really pissed off. Other than that, I'm not a crier. But I'll look at these things and I'll be like, but I miss that 2-year-old when she would snuggle bugger rugga in, or I miss that 4-year-old when I could pick her up and put her on my shoulders, and the 6-year-old and the 8-year-old and so every single year that it gets better and they're turning into this magnificent human being that you get to raise to contribute to the world, right? Yeah. But you lose that baby or that, that next year where they're never going to be that person again. And so when you look at those pictures, you remember who they were then and you're like, man, I miss them. They're so cute. So I guess my advice for everybody is know that that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. It's going to be tragically sad. But the joy of having them every single year gets more and more phenomenal. We went to Paris this year, and I've never really liked Paris, and I've taken Adeline 3 times, and I've always been
just more than me.
Well, because it's a big city, right? And every big city in the world is every big city here in the United States. People are kind of dicks, and it's crowded and smoggy and dirty and all the things. But this year we went and we rode bicycles all over Paris, and we would ride for an hour and go see, the Eiffel Tower and the Champs-Élysées and do that. And then we'd stop at a cafe and I would get a drink and escargot and she'd get carpaccio. And we had enjoyed it so much more now that she's 13. She's a little adult, right? So I'm and then we're going to go in here and she's I need to go to Louis Vuitton. I go, I'm not buying you anything at Louis Vuitton. I don't buy myself anything there, right? So we got a garden book. She was thrilled. So at least she got the bag.
Okay. I've seen the building. One of my best friends went and FaceTimed me. She's like, I feel like you need to see this. So I'm going to share this with you.
And it's beautiful. But Callie Bryce, who's in our group and one of my best friends, we FaceTimed her from there because I go, here's your niece, Adeline, wanted to go to Louis Vuitton. I completely blame you for this shit because she doesn't get it from me.
Callie's an EC and she would walk in and I always loved her bags. So that is not
She has a phenomenal bag
Yeah.
collection.
She really does.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna move from the fun
light
to a
shit.
little more serious.
I'm here.
Maybe, but we'll call it substantive. We're getting to
Okay. The meat of it.
the meat of it.
Let's do it.
How do you approach emotionally heavy cases, or when you run into something annoying?
So, I've got a really great team in my office. My law partner, again, Rebecca, is like my life partner. And then I've got Carrie, who works with us, who was a baby lawyer when I'd already started my firm. And then she became a defense partner at McAngus, and she's there. And then I've got Todd, who is hysterical. We always joke that he's our token Jewish white male to add credibility to our firm, because, heaven forbid, it's a firm full of women. Well, what would people do?
I don't know.
Yeah,
what they say about any.
Yeah, exactly that. So we have a really strong support group, and my staff is all phenomenal, and most of us are all working moms. So we come in, and if it's a hard case, we'll walk in and we'll be like, "What the is happening today?" Right? Mm-hmm. But I came from a background of doing international human rights work at the Carter Center, where I was working on the International Criminal Court and crimes against humanity and genocide for like 2 years.
Wow.
And then, which I loved. I loved doing it because that was my passion in law school, and that's what I wanted to do, but I wasn't smart enough.
I thought I wanted to do it. No, she's all right.
Yeah.
I took one class and I was.
Oh, I loved it. That's what I did my entire law school career on. But and then I was a special assistant attorney general at Fulton County Juvenile Court. So I prosecuted child deprivation cases. So it was prior to having Adeline. I could not do it now at all because some of that I saw was so egregious and outrageous that when it comes to a heavy case, when you're coming from crimes against humanity and genocide and children that are being molested or abused or killed, none of our stuff is that heavy, right? It's awful. People, you've got, obviously it's heavy in the sense that we represent wrongful death cases or, we refer heavy trucking cases with mass casualties, all that. But for us, it's more of what my history is. So I kind of take everything with a grain of salt. As far as how to handle those types of cases. I feel like when you're an attorney, and especially concentrating in workers' comp, you're basically a therapist, right? So as long as you are giving really good advice and you're basically holding their hand to walk them through one of the most difficult times in their lives.
Right.
And so that's what we do, and we're pretty much all really good at it. I think you have to be. You have to have a genuine interest in helping people, or you're not going to be good at your job on this side.
No, you're going to turn out, something bad's going to happen. You're going to be the lawyer that gets mentioned in an order for not being professional.
That, or you're going to, take pictures with hookers and private jets and, drugs. That happens at our group some too.
Yeah. We recently had a defendant like that. He got back though, and unfortunately just had to sell his private jet.
That's a shame.
It is.
Sorry.
They just transferred
I'm like this.
seats to my aisle.
I could love that more. Congrats, mama. Well done.
Thanks. Now he needs to sell his other houses and his condo at the Ritz and finish paying off the debt. So,
do I know this person? I'm like,
yes. You do.
Oh God, I love that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, after I'll ask. Go on.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That was the first wrongful death stuff with my firm.
Jesus.
So let's see. So I don't do workers' comp. Mm-hmm. You mentioned that's a lot of what you guys do. You mediate as well?
I do.
So I thought I'd reach out to you.
We did at Bay. So I've been mediating for probably about 4 or 5 years at Bay. I love it because I get to take a completely neutral role and, just kind of help the parties get their cases settled when they're there. And I have also had a lumbar fusion, and I've had an ACL repair. So when clients come in and they're like, "No, but I'm in a lot of pain," I'm like, "Have you had this treatment and this treatment and this treatment and this treatment?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It's doesn't it? It's absolutely terrible." So I have a lot of personal experience with those types of things, but I love finding a way to help get people together, and resolve the claim without having to go to a jury trial. So I probably do 90% personal injury mediations, even though the majority of my practice is workers' comp. I had one yesterday, it was a negligent security case, and I go, "Oh yeah, because I'm an expert in that." but I can find common ground with people because I think mediation is mostly just like the psychology behind it, right? Making sure
to feel heard.
they want to feel heard. The plaintiff wants to feel heard. The defense attorneys, I mean, they're generally nice people for the most part. I mean, there's some terrible people, but for the most part, they're nice on both sides. Absolutely. I've had some very difficult plaintiff's lawyers. Makes me want to kill myself. But, I encourage people instead of bowing up, because in a mediation, obviously, you're taking numbers back and forth, and someone might be very reactive to something. I'm like, just march to your number. That's what I want you to do. March your number. Do not respond to them. And then I tell the plaintiff, like, hey, you're going to take this very personally because it affects your life. And I 100% understand that. I was like, but right now I'm going to ask you to separate yourself and not take it as personally so we can try and get this case resolved for you.
Because that's the best thing that could happen for you personally, right? Is to leave here in this cloud of this case is
100%. You don't know if a judge is going to let in something that they shouldn't or exclude something that they should let in. You don't know if a jury's going to be having a bad day. You don't know if the foreman's going to be an asshole. You don't know what's going to happen. So having all of the decision makers in one room, priceless. I was like, try and get it done if you can. And I mean, I get like 90% of them settled. It's only like some court-ordered ones that are like really crazy where I'm like, this person's at $3 million and this person's at like $100,000 at most. And I'm like, oh, for sake. I'm like, but I'm also efficient in the sense that I'll say, I would love to hang out with you guys all day, but you don't need to pay me to do it. There's no chance of hell freezing over that you're going to get this case settled today. So let's wrap it, check the box, and we'll all go do our own stuff.
I wish more mediators took that approach because there are check the box mediations. It's exactly what I call them.
Yep.
And I bless them. I think all the judges have good intentions when they say you must mediate. But hey, if we come to you, both sides, and say, Your Honor, we don't have consent. We don't have no money. We have no money.
Yeah.
And plaintiff side comes and says, Your Honor, we want X, and they have nothing. Like,
right, it gets frustrating.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, like as a mediator,
to us.
but I will not drag. I mean, I also separate the defense attorneys into a different room before I start doing my mediation spiel. I'm like, you guys can bill for something else while you're here. You don't need to listen to it. Like, I pride myself on being extraordinarily efficient, which is why I get lots of mediation requests like with repeat people because they know I'm not going to, and I'm also not going to be like sitting there walking around, like screwing around and like mediating two cases at the same time. Or
That's a pet peeve.
yeah, I know. And it is, I know. A lot of mediators do it but also a lot of mediators only mediate, right? Like I am a mom first and foremost. I run my law firm. I have other to do. So either I'm going to be able to help you and get it resolved, or I'm going to tell you if I can't. Because I've got other to do. So yeah, I'm like, and then I'm going to move on to this thing and this thing. Right. So yes, so it's good. But I love mediating. Workers' comp is fantastic. Again, the majority of that is just hand holding. It's a terrible system in Georgia. We're the only state besides Indiana that doesn't have an automatic bump in the comp rate every year, which is tied to the cost of living or the Department of Labor, whatever it is. So it's not indexed.
Paying the same amount for?
Yeah, for like 2 or 3 years now, but we didn't have a jump for 2 or 3 years before that. And you've got a horse trade to get a jump. In Indiana, by the way, just so we're clear, automatically on day one of their legislative session, bumps their comp rate every year to match the
inflation.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Cost of living increase. So we don't have that. So we have a very shitty system, and it's hard to operate within the parameters of that. But we try and get it done as best we can for our clients. And I'm like, dude, I know it, but trust me, you want out of the system as fast as possible because the longer you're in, you're screwed.
Well, and help me understand. So for workers' comp, you get hurt at work, you're in that system.
Oh, yeah, you're in that system. You have an exclusive remedy. So
yeah,
unless you get hurt, right? And Rebecca and I are also having a CLE, I think in September, which we're discussing like how to maximize your personal injury case if there's a companion workers' comp case, right? Yeah. So workers' comp, they're going to pay for all your medical bills. They're also going to pay for all your weekly indemnity rate, right? Which is 2/3 of your average weekly wage. I'm not going to get into detail of how that's calculated, but the max right now is like $800 a week. Okay, so if you're a long haul trucker and you're used to making $3,200 a week, you automatically get dropped down to $800 a week. You're and if you get a doctor to give you a light duty work restriction, you get dropped down to $533 a week within a year, right? So it's all about getting you out of the system as fast as possible. And a lot of people starve out, right? They're dying. They cannot pay their bills. They cannot. So, and defense attorneys know that. And so they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, your check fell off auto pay. And you're like, They have bills, just like you have bills, right? So it's a bad system. But if it's a work comp injury and you have a companion third-party case, like say I had a client who was driving for work and she got hit by a semi, then you're going to have a companion third-party case, which is great. Now, all of your medical treatment's going to be paid by comp. In Georgia, we don't have subrogation, so which is lovely because then the comp carrier can't subrogate against that personal injury claim.
Oh,
So you tell them to pound sand. Sorry, as long as the release says something about like not being made whole,
right.
because in the comp statute is if you're made whole, then you can. Well, you're obviously never going to be made whole, especially my lady that lost her leg.
Right. So comp land preserved the made whole doctrine.
Yes.
Because we don't have it in med mal land.
So we have that. So if you'll get all of your medical bills paid for, you'll get a portion of their, income paid for, 2/3 or up to $800 a week. And then at the end, so you can settle the comp case and then the personal injury case can settle, right? So having a companion third-party case is much more beneficial for the injured party than just having a work comp because
They may get closer to some just compensation.
Absolutely.
Work comp.
So I'll give you an example. I had a client who, lost her leg in a terrible car accident and had to have like 22 surgeries and all of the things. I think her comp case settled for $400,000, right? I mean, like comp in Georgia, it's absolutely terrible. The income benefits are low. Her PI case settled, I think, for $7 or $8 million. So, there's such a discrepancy between the two when you don't get pain and suffering. Like, I don't know, she was trapped in the vehicle for 20 hours. And then she had to have 22 surgeries. And then, all of those things. Comp, you get no pain and suffering. But it does help the PI case to have all of your medical bills paid for by workers' comp. So at the end, your client's not coming out of pocket for comp. For the medical bills.
So there are certain doctors that are comp approved, right? That treat, right? Do you find that they are biased?
Oh, yeah. So in workers' comp, there's a panel of physicians that all employers who have, workers' comp in a company or whatever it may be have to have a list of panel of physicians that you choose from. Now, those panel of physicians, those doctors are selected by the insurance company. They know they're the ones that are the most employer-insurer friendly. They're going to release you to return to work faster, all of those things, right?
Reduce that 800 to the 500?
100%, real quick. Yep. So they'll be like, I don't know, she doesn't have a hand, but she can use her left hand to answer a phone. Light duty, 10-pound lifting restriction. I'm like, are you I'll kill you. Right.
She lost her hair dominant hand.
Right. So, well, yes. So it gets to be ridiculous, the panel of physicians, and doctors are always vying to get on it because that's how comp is a volume practice, right? I mean, for doctors as well. They get paid less than insurance companies do, like health insurance. So they have to do lots and lots and lots. So you know who the good doctors are and the bad doctors are. If there's not a panel of physicians posted in a prominent place and you give it to the employee and they get to select from it, then they get to choose their own doctor that accepts comp. That's what we always want to do. We always want to choose our doctor. Now, where work comp attorneys go wrong is they sometimes will go for the most liberal doctor you can find, right? We know those doctors in Atlanta. They're not necessarily, a lot of them are not necessarily the best surgeons or the best treatment providers or anything like that, but they will keep your client out of work. And they will recommend multiple different types of treatment options. So the thing that my firm does is if there's not a panel of physicians, we're like, all right, we're going to get you with somebody that I would have surgery with, or I have had surgery with, or I would want my mom to have surgery with, right? That somebody's going to give you the best outcome because I want to make sure that that client has a potential to possibly return to work in the future. Right? We don't want to give
somebody like me.
No, yeah, we don't want to give them like somebody that's going to like botch the surgery and then they're out of work forever and they're screwed.
Right.
So we don't necessarily have the problem. A lot of plaintiffs or claimants lawyers for work comp do have that problem because they'll immediately choose the most liberal, we call it liberal, but plaintiff friendly doctor in the Atlanta area. And I'm like, no. I want to get the best surgeon or the best physician that I know is going to actually treat my client and get them hopefully back to work at some point in time. I'll settle your case before you're back to work so we still have maximum exposure, but I want to make it sure so you can live your life when I'm no longer involved.
Right. Yeah, we find on our side of things when we have to have medical experts in our med mal cases, right? And that there are certain doctors who are going to always defend the physician, and you see them.
Well, they're defensors.
That's it.
Yeah, we call them defensors. So we know exactly, and they're going to pop up, and they're going to be like, and your first question is, how many claims have you testified in front of? How many times have you had your deposition taken, and how many times have you been hired by plaintiffs?
There's this.
And they're like,
There's a neuropsych in town. That's what he's known for. And I can't remember his name. Oh, but he's in the Palisades building.
it's not Michael. I'm not going to even start saying names because I'm not going to get, I'm like, I've got a couple lists of them, but I can't remember. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. So is there?
I'm like, I can filter as far as like possible defamation cases against myself, but I'm not going to filter on language. How's that? I'm like, boop.
I thought I could filter both, but yeah, there's
There's several. I know. We know, and being lawyers, we know exactly who those doctors.
And the last time I deposed him, I literally said, "How many times have you testified on behalf of plaintiffs?" And he said none.
Of course.
I was like, "How many cases have you reviewed for plaintiffs?" And he had some, and I was like, "And all those people, their injuries weren't real, or their psychological injuries weren't related to the physical injury, right?"
Of course.
He's like, "No,
No, absolutely not.
they weren't." And he goes, and he said, psychological injury is all relative. And I was like, exactly. Right? That's what I'm saying.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
Exactly. There's not a one size fits all. So you saying that, you weren't hurt bad enough. You don't know how that is.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Yeah.
No, we've had, so in workers' comp arena, a psychological injury for it to be compensable has to be accompanied by a physical injury, right? So even if you're in a building and say a shooter comes in, like say you're at a Starbucks and a shooter comes in like just happened at Emory, right? And near there.
The CDC, yes.
CDC, yes. I remember the initial reports kept saying, they're like, they're like, Emory campus, there's a Starbucks, everybody's on lockdown. I'm like, Jesus, what'd they do?
Yeah.
But like say you're working there and a shooter comes in and they kill 2 people in front of you, but you just hide behind the barista bar, you're not going to get comp. Now, if you accidentally twist your knee while ducking below the barista bar, you can have PTSD actually covered. So it's outrageous. It has to accompany a physical injury. They don't just let it. Now, they were trying to make a move where they were going to have first responders covered, but that has not gotten through yet. We're still working on it. Legislative changes. They're very slow in Georgia. Yeah.
Well,
except unless you're for the insurance company or employers. Yeah, then it's very quick.
the next shit moves right through.
Super fast.
Yeah. You were just talking about something, and I had a thought, and then I'm gonna move to give him the bird. But I really wish I remember what my thought was. Postpartum. I swear I'm a squirrel.
Oh, no, you're fine. You would try perimenopause, which we now call cougar puberty. Just throwing that out there. So whenever you do hit that, it's no longer perimenopause. It's cougar puberty.
So right now the hormone
Brain fog. It's all over.
brain fog hasn't gone away. The hot flashes, I'm having those.
Oh,
And in this moment, this thing does not breathe.
it's a caftan.
It is warm.
It's a caftan.
A caftan.
You're fine. Yeah, it's White Lotus.
Moo-moo.
It's White Lotus. It is not a moo-moo. Moo-moo is for 85-year-old grandmothers who are making a, apple pie in their kitchen. That's
what
not
I
a moo-moo.
myself.
You look like you should be on a yacht.
I should be on a yacht right now.
Yeah. I feel yes. And we should be on a yacht. You're not wrong.
One of us has been on a yacht more recently than the other. So.
It was a catamaran. It was lovely.
Did it have an inside
It did.
and an AC?
No, I don't.
Bartender?
Did it? Yeah, it definitely had a bartender. Yeah. Okay. You're not wrong. It was lovely. It was lovely.
I'm still jealous.
You're salty about it. I understand.
think it's gonna go-
Yeah. I don't blame you.
So the one thing we always do on the podcast, and maybe I'll think about the point I was going to make earlier, because it is really not coming back.
You're good. I walk into rooms, I'm shit you not, and I'll be like, please, dear God, come back to me, because I have no idea why I walked into this room. I had to have gotten something. What do I need? And I'll sit there and I'll go, and every once in a while it'll come, and other times I'll be like, I guess I'll walk back outside.
I did that in my kitchen last night.
Yep.
And I was going to get the bottle for the new boy.
It gets worse, but honey, you're in it right
And
now.
I walked back in, and I'm like, he's pissed.
Yeah, you're in it. You're allowed. Yeah, so being a working mom.
That's a hard thing. it's a hard.
I don't think
I
there's.
love my job.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough. And actually, there is. I think people are starting to discuss it more and more. But Rebecca and I talk about it all the time. Rebecca has 3 kids. Carrie has 2 kids. I've got my 13-year-old who feels like 15 kids. But it's, you feel like you're failing at everything all the time.
Yes.
At all the time. You don't actually feel like you're succeeding at anything because you're like, oh my God, what did I not get done at the office? Oh my God, I've got to call this client because they're having a breakdown and I totally get why they're having a breakdown. I need to handle that. And then your child's there and you're like, I've got to get this person to this practice or this to this or feed the baby or change the baby or I forgot this. Yeah. You always feel like, you never feel like you're actually succeeding at anything. You always feel like you're failing. And I think it's very difficult for working mothers. Lawyers, any kind of I'm just going to say across the board. Doesn't matter what you do. It's just exhausting. But running your own firm.
Extra exhausting, I think.
Is a little bit extra exhausting because then you throw it in there and you're like, I don't know. Am I malpracticing? I don't know. Did I pay that tax on the building? I don't know. Did I pick up Adeline from school? It's a lot.
Yesterday I was online and I'm trying to catch up with stuff. I'm coming out from underneath the pile, right? Mm-hmm. Today's day 4 to work. Mm-hmm. And
I'm like,
oh yeah. And
girl,
I get this message from Amex and they're like, hey, your bill was due.
I'm like, mother
Amex bill. Mm-hmm. So I get online, I go to pay the Amex bill. It's a $40 late fee, by the way.
Yeah.
39 something. And I'm sorry, I forgot in my postpartum fog. And $40 is a couple of drinks somewhere.
Yeah.
And at this point, I'm irritated. And so I get on the chat on Amex and I'm like,
hi,
refresh my late fee. I just came back from maternity leave and I just forgot to pay the bill. They did.
They did?
They did.
God bless them.
Can you believe that?
That was actually really lovely because I would think most of the time they'd be like, go yourself.
No, she's like, I will make
everybody's.
It was a female.
There you go.
Like Rita or something. And
Rita.
Rita was great. Rita's like, this one time I will make an exception for you.
God bless you, Rita. We need more Ritas.
We do. And I'm like, you know what? I will not bitch about the account fee that I have to pay to keep the Amex started.
No,
right now it's nowhere near $40, but it made me feel better.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so who would you like to give the bird to today?
Oh, there are multiple people that I'd like to give the bird to today.
Or what?
I'm like, are we gonna start a long-standing list? Should we narrow it down to who would I not like to give the bird to today?
we could start a handbook of stories that we
yeah.
Okay, but top of your list.
Okay, so I
Miss want it.
All right. Well, Jesus. So my background again is social justice, right? My dad came out as an attorney and desegregated the first Booker High School in Sarasota, right? My youngest sister is a public defender for Manhattan Legal Aid. My second youngest sister is a human rights lawyer for Oxfam and been to Guantanamo Bay 3 times, right? So social justice is huge in our family. We don't know. I mean, we're all complete crazy 100%, but I feel like we're going to be on the right side of history whenever shit goes down.
Right.
So
I think it takes a little.
I'm like, let me just
those hard things.
Yeah, let me just stretch a little bit. So number 1, I would like to tell ICE to go and quit separating families. That would be number 1.
Feels like there's better things that you do.
Yeah, for sure. And I also feel badly for the National Guard because God damn it, 90% of those people don't want to be there, being brought into DC and handle it. It's outrageous. The fall of the potential alleged fall of democracy that is heading down the spiral that we're in right now. It makes me want to tell everybody to go themselves and the way off. Insurance companies for my clients left and right whenever they are like, you know what, I'm just going to starve out some of my...
The
starve out thing, yeah, where they're like, I don't know, let's see how long they can last on $350 a week. Go yourself, man. How it's
they see that on our continuing injury cases, right?
Yes.
So that's one place we see it. Obviously, we don't see it in the wrongful death cases. They have to find other way to fuck them.
Yeah, exactly.
Families,
but as far as comp goes, the ones that the adjusters that are just complete, they're nobody's hurt. I'm like, go yourself, right? 100%. So they can all the way off. I'm trying to think of anybody. I do have a really long list of everyone that can go themselves.
It sounds like we come back on the podcast. You have so many examples.
I do have so many examples. Oh, 45-year-old boys who have never been married. The ones that are like absolutely permeating the bars in Georgia that are awful, that are like, I don't know, I think I just want to like bang a hot 23-year-old. Well, like, I get that, but like, stop being so vain about yourself. Like, you're absolutely, so we had some,
the ones who get Botox.
yeah. Oh, they do. No, they all have that. But so I love men, and I love men from like, 26 to 50. Couldn't love them more. But there's a special set of men, especially in Atlanta, that are such boys of the worst order that you just look at them and like, dude, do you have anything behind that like glaze, the Botoxed glaze? And
Maybe some hair plugs.
yeah, I mean, it's disgusting. So they can go themselves for sure. I don't know. I mean, again, long list. Long list of people that get on the Georgia soccer forum. I'll go ahead and say this.
The Georgia's
Really quickly, my daughter's a goalie. So there's like some, online forums and shit that get on, and they absolutely start tearing like coaches down and parents down, and even mention some 13-year-old kids. And I was like, how small is your that you spend your time on the in your day?
right.
Keyboard warriors.
You know what? So I'm going to piggyback on the insurance adjuster thing. There is one who is a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
That's expensive. We recently got an order against a certain insurance company because they've refused to pay a settlement to my client. They wanted to pay the lien to CMS directly and pay the rest to my client.
No,
And not let my client negotiate.
no,
And it was a like Medicare Advantage plan. So it
Yeah.
wasn't CMS, but it was an Advantage.
yeah.
And I was like, no, that's not in the release. That wasn't anything they agreed on. You signed this, pay up. They wouldn't. So I was like, I'm going to file a motion. I guess she thought I wouldn't, right? So
She's like, why would you do that?
she screamed at me on the phone. She
yourself.
she lost her marbles. I may have lost my marbles back.
Good.
And
You're like, I just had a baby. Do you have any idea of the untapped rage I have and 3 hours of sleep a night? I will absolutely skin you alive.
I was pregnant, so it was worse, I think.
Oh, no.
Happened because we just got the order when I came back. And the court enforced the settlement and told them they had no merit to their position, made them pay us immediately. So they had to FedEx me a check like overnight. That was gratifying. Then I was like, you know what? My client shouldn't have to pay all my fees for this.
No.
I filed a motion for attorney's fees.
Good. Did you get it?
That just got.
Yes, here we go.
So
See, that's a win.
if Curie Insurance comes at anybody that they need to pay CMS or Medicare directly, let me know. I got the orders. That is not the requirement. That is not the
And tell them to go themselves.
do it. Give them the bird.
100%.
Just give them the bird. I've had so much fun.
Oh my gosh, you're so lovely. Thank you for hacking in. Yeah, we absolutely should. You will come on Lawyers and Libations because, but it does get, I know it seems like I cussed a lot during this, but as far as my podcast goes, I really didn't. And then we talk about really raw things like that are personal life stuff. So we'll bring you on and we'll get to it. We drink the bourbon.
Try me up.
I'm like, we drink the bourbon, we do all the things, and then we're like, so tell me, how's your love life? Obviously.
And I'll be like, oh, postpartum? Want it here?
It's amazing things. Yeah, things they also don't tell new moms, but you already knew. But yes, so we get into all those things.
I love it.
But thank you so much for having me. It's been lovely. I'm like, I loved it.
All right. Thanks, guys, for watching. Please like, subscribe, share. I don't know the list anymore, but do all the things you're supposed to do and tune in for the next episode.